nothing should ever stop me from doing all the things that I want to do. Nothing should scare me. And it's just crazy because as soon as everything was a bit better, like around probably I think July or August last year, things started opening up again, and we took the chance to, really start working on the album, planning the music video, and all of that. It was also just because I wanted to keep creating, and everyone is just super supportive about that. I mean, Careless was also backing me up really hard, and during the quarantine, actually, the whole team of Wildest Dreams, we all did a lock in, just working on the music, working on the album, writing, producing, recording, and all of that stuff. So it's just also, I don't know, just realizing that even though this is happening, even though the pandemic is happening, like my music wasn't being like it wasn't put on hold or anything. It was just continuous, and it was so effortless that it made me realize that, oh, maybe this is something that I'm really supposed to do, that I'm meant to be doing. Kasi like no matter how many like hassle things could come up, like tuloy-tuloy pa rin. I honestly discovered a lot of myself because of the quarantine. Um, Most especially the one last year. Because everything was on pause, like all of my work wala. So that was the time na like the world was in shock eh. Like the Philippines was in shock. They weren't expecting something like this to happen. So as in walang work, there's really nothing to do but to watch Netflix and like go online. Most of the time I was just in my room like listening to music and getting to know myself even more. Because I realized those things talaga, it really molds you, it changes you. And that saying na parang tayo as humans, like we parang a version of us like dies like like all the time. We keep changing all the time. It's like we keep molding and we keep shedding our skin, and then we come into a new person. Parang yung quote yata na yun, I think it's about relationships or something na parang in the span of your relationship with your partner, like that person has already gone through like different metamorphoses, like a lot of times now. And I haven't had the time to just until last year to just sit down and get to know myself and ask myself now, who is Nadine really? Like who are you really? What are the things that you like? What are the things that makes you tick? What are the things that like like who are you now? And because of that's why like I understand that the whole pandemic is something really scary, but I wouldn't say that. I mean, a lot of people passed away, family members, loved ones. I mean, it's very upsetting, it's very sad. But at the same time, I believe that it was also the time for us to do some introspection, like going inside and discovering ourselves and just reflecting. There's so many things that we have taken for granted. There's so many things that we don't, na parang life was just sunod-sunod eh, and there was no time to breathe at all and just realize na parang, oh, life is actually good. Like all of the things that are happening to us, a lot of things happen in my life that, every time I look back at it, like my initial reaction will always be like, why is this happening to me? Like, did I do anything wrong? Like, is this karma? Or like, what have I done? It was more of that, but now because of, I guess because of just what I have gone through, it's more of like, I understand why this is happening. Or every challenge that comes my way, it's more of just I needed to learn something from this. That's why this is happening. Something that is essential to my growth and to my what do you call it, to be the person who I'm supposed to be. It is essential. That's why this is happening. Just so many things. Like I'm just more open to life now, I guess, would say that. And I'm not scared of anything that's about to happen. Things that would usually scare me before, like I'm a very like, how do I say it? I'm like I worry a lot. That was me before. Just the littlest things I would worry about, and now it's more of just allowing life to happen to me and not being afraid of anything. I think the biggest challenge would be it wasn't about, like coming up with a concept or thinking of, I mean, writing the songs or whatnot. It's mainly like telling myself that you're doing music now. And it was like, because I'm from an actress, from a celebrity, and then transitioning to music, it's something else. So in a way, it was like just me convincing myself that I could do music, that I could be here and that people could recognize me as a musician. It was more of that because there was also this fear of what if people don't accept me? Or what if people don't accept my music? What if they're like, oh, like, parang, like, end up not appreciating my music just because they've been so used to the Nadine who was an actress, the Nadine who was a celebrity. So when it comes to me as an artist, as a musician, they might not take it seriously, or they might just be like, that's whatever. Like we don't know her like that, so parang weird. It was more of that. So it was a lot of convincing myself. It was a lot of just telling myself that no, you know what, you just like you can do music as well. And it was also like um being so conscious about my stuff, the music that I'm putting out, because even though I've done music before, I wouldn't really say that it wasn't anything serious. It was just like one track stay up, or like the other collabs that I had with other artists. But this time, kasi, this is my album, and this is my first like serious album that really came from me. It wasn't from other people. Most of the songs were written by me, some friends, and it's really this is really a huge part of me. And so I was conscious for like a couple of months because I was like, I'm not sure how people would accept it, how people would take it. Like, is the music even good? Like, I trust the team naman, and I trust Careless naman that when they say that it's good, especially James, and when he says that it's good. So, yun lang, there's just a lot of that, a lot of self-doubt as well. But everything turned out great. So, I'm happy. I guess you could say that I started off with music talaga. But then again, like it was something different. But then again, it's just like telling myself that no, like your stuff are actually really good. Just trust yourself, and I trust the team as well. And these are songs that really came from my heart. So um, every time like people thank me for the album, because a lot of people, I mean, mostly of course the supporters and like the fans, and a couple of friends actually would tell me that the album is actually helping them heal. It makes me feel really good because like just like when I listen to all my favorite artists and their music helps me heal. And that feeling of people like telling you na you're helping me heal through your music, sobrang nakakakilig siya. So that's the first time someone told me that. It was a friend who just got through who's still mourning because of a family member that passed away. And he was saying that your music has touched me like differently. I don't know what it is because I have a song there that's about my brother who passed away a couple of years back. So um, he really resonated with the song, and he was saying na yun nga na it's helped me heal. And for people to say that to me, it's at least I know that I'm going the right direction, and at least I know that I'm helping people as well. I'm actually a bit not naman emotional, but a little bit sad lang kasi of course Absolute Madness closes the whole Wildest Dreams chapter. So in a way it's kind of sad, but at the same time like what I said in the concert, like all endings lead to new beginnings. So I'm excited for the new music that we're gonna make, new music videos, new content. Um, yeah, it's a lot of things happen actually while working on Absolute Madness. Kasi the second quarantine na naman happened in March this year, diba? And that was when we started planning for the concert already. So I remember like we had our initial meeting with everyone, and then after that, after a week or so, they announced that we're going back in lockdown. And then it's funny kasi in our group chat, because we have a group chat for everyone in the team, right? So in the group chat, like the message is always, so nag-extend ba? Nag-extend ba tayo? And that time, the concert was supposed to happen in April. So April or May or something like that. And then sobrang hassle lang kasi we couldn't meet, we couldn't talk properly. Everything always had to be in Zoom. They couldn't start working on the set kasi nga hindi pwedeng magkita-kita yung mga tao. So a lot of delays actually. But then if, whenever I think about it, at least like the costumes, they had more time to, there's more time for them to be made, to be perfected and all of that. The script, we got to polish the script even more, the music as well. But then I'm just really happy for, for everyone who, I'm happy because a lot of people supported the concert. Even though it is something that's, I guess, kind of weird because the fans are not really used to, having an online concert and an online meet and greet. But then again, I guess that is the new normal. I really hate that word. But I guess that is the new normal, and we just have to adjust to it. But it's while we're doing the meet and greet, actually I got a bit teary-eyed because I don't know, it's just lovely to see everyone again, all of the fans again, and to see the smiles on their faces and how knowing that they're so excited for the show. It was just amazing. But at the same time, that whole like the whole 2 weeks before Absolute Madness was madness because like interviews here and there, like we have to promote, we have to do this and that. That's why I'm in Siargao now because I'm like, okay, after that I'm out. I deserve this. Surprises. Actually, the biggest surprise, I guess, would be just for everything to work out without any, without any hassle, without any issues at all. Especially the music video, like shooting the music video. I was expecting that it was gonna be like difficult for us just because it was still, how do I say it? That was around August and things weren't really like totally back to normal yet. So like so many like PCRs going on, so many antigen, so many like rapid tests. Ang dami nangyayari. Yeah, it was a breeze. Like and then I wouldn't really say that even the quarantine period before the concert was a hassle because it made everything more polished for us. So, yun lang. And I think mainly the surprise while making the album is that I could actually write pala. Because I would always doubt myself. Way back, even before pa when Careless started, of course, like all of my friends were writing. Kiana was writing her song. Brett was writing. James is also writing. And then here I am. I'm just like admiring them from afar. And then, Kiana would always push me before and would tell me, now, why don't you try making music? Like, you just try writing. And she would teach me how to do it. And then I'm always like, no, you know what? Maybe it's really just not for me. Maybe I'm just, I'll just do acting. This is what I know that I'm kind of good at. So I'll stick to this, but eventually, they pushed me to do it. And yeah, this is like Wildest Dreams was that moment when I realized I'll stop doubting myself when it comes to writing because I can actually write. It's really just stopping yourself. Like I totally just stopped myself from all the doubts. Okay, I guess the most rewarding thing about my music and working on Wildest Dreams and Absolute Madness is at the end of the day, I know that I inspire people. I know that I help people heal through my music. It is really something that I always wanted to achieve because I love listening to Lady Gaga. I love listening to Janae Aiko, and those two women are actually like they help me heal with their music as well. And for someone who makes music to know that if this is your effect, this is your music's effect to these people, it's like sobrang ano siya, it's super rewarding. And like seeing all of the fans during the meet and greet and telling me how excited they all are and how happy they all are that I'm doing this, just seeing the smiles on their faces, like it really makes me happy as well. And I get the love and energy from them and also the inspiration from them. And I guess all of the memories, of course, obviously are super rewarding. Like all of the things that we went through, all of those like moments, like making this, it's really the little things that I look at. It's not mainly like, like the awards, or no, it's the little things that matter to me. Obviously it would be different because the circumstances would be, I guess, would be easier, recording would have been easier, but then there's something about the struggle, you know there's something about the struggle that I really like, and it I guess it makes it more special, just because now I could say that I did an album during the pandemic, I did a visual album during the pandemic, I did a concert during the pandemic, and it's really more of the journey rather than the end point that I look forward to. It's what you come across while you're going through that path that I really like appreciate. No way, kasi we started talking about the album, or the discussing about it, I think Feb, late Feb or early March. So it was already in the works na. Marcus, one of my producers, was already sending me, tracks, and I would go to his studio and we would work on something. And then I guess it was a couple of weeks lang or a month of not, I guess, working on it, but my headspace was really there. Like my head was really there. It was like, no, this album needs to happen. I want to do this. And then obviously there were no films, no teleseries. I did actually, but I was too scared to do the lock-in. So, and the series kasi was action. So I was telling the producers that parang it wouldn't make any sense to do an action series and while you're social distancing. So, diba? Like it's weird. Like how does that work? Yeah, but at that time kasi everything was so fresh pa. Like ito pa yung time na filmmakers or yung mga stations were like, so should we do a shoot? Should we not do a shoot? Like, pwede ba? Or what's gonna happen? Like everything was it was a big question mark for everyone. So I declined it obviously just because I was scared to do it. But then again, like my head was really in the music, and it was just more of creating and doing something artistic during the lockdown. Kasi like when things were kind of okay na, like people started going out na, like mga merchants were selling, the mall is open na ulit, not everything but some essentials, and then Dangwa was already open, so I would go to Dangwa to get flowers, and I would do like little arrangements lang. Like I would like play with flowers. Like I dyed an orchid one time. Just things that would make me creative. And so that's how I know that ito talaga with my music. Like there's really nothing that's gonna stop me from doing this. Like it can't be stopped. I really want, ganun kasi ako, like if there's something, I mean everyone naman, if there's something that you really want to do badly, nothing is gonna stop you. You're gonna do it, like even though like people around you was telling you to no, that's a bad idea. But for you, it's like, no, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. I'm gonna do it. So that was mainly like where I was at. That's why it just happened. I think it's also just the person I am. I mean, I listen to a lot of like I mean I listen to Bjork. Bjork is one of my favorite artists, and like if you look at her as an artist or as a person, even like her stuff is like her fashion is out of this world, like literally out of this world. Her music is insane. So it's just, I guess it's just also the influence, and also like the people around me. Of course, I have a good team. We have a solid team. Careless is also, I guess, making waves. And when it comes to music, the people on the team, they're always just so updated with music. And they're also like everyone's, we're all creatives. Lynn is such a good stylist. She's very fashionable. She knows, like, she's always up to date when it comes to fashion. And yon, I guess just by being a creative, you're conscious, or probably not even consciously, you just naturally want to do something new, something different. And to me, I guess it's not really a conscious effort on like trying to be different or on trying to, um, it's just that I want to explore and I want to do new things like every time. It's more of that, I guess.